What was that, round 8?
Yep.
Okay. Welcome back to Casual Bias Rugby, talking about the Super Rugby with my brother Aiden. Aiden, how have you been doing? We've finished 8 banger rounds. There's not been a dull round this far.
Yeah, that was the halfway mark for the season of Super Rugby, and the first half of the year has been exceptional, sensational, amazing, awesome, whatever adjective you want to describe how good it has been. And round 8 was no exception. Another couple really tight matches, some of them slightly less tight than we have seen in the past, but no exception to another exceptional round of rugby. So, man, I'm loving it.
Yeah. People, just a quick announcement. First and foremost, we are no analysts. We are purely, like everyone else, just fans of the game. We just talk a bunch of shit, right? So if that's your type of vibe, please do consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Go to Aiden's TikTok channel as well. Go to him and show him some love and support by following that as well. But we've got a big announcement, and I'll give it over to Aiden because he's kind of taking charge of it all. Aiden, what is the announcement that we can give to the people on a Super Rugby one? We'll have to do it on the other one because this one doesn't get as much views as the others. But,
yeah,
let's go for it.
We had a great suggestion from one of our commenters on one of the videos. Sorry, I don't remember your name. Maybe if there's some
I've got it saved. I'll get it for you. His name is Sam Lee Fever.
Sam Lee, you had a great idea, and we're going to follow through with it. We're going to be creating a rugby fan forum Discord. It'll be free to join. It'll have links to all your favorite creators, both here on YouTube and on TikTok. It'll allow you, the fans, like us as well, we're fans as well, to talk with one another. That's not just in a comment section. You'll be able to talk about all the comps you're interested in, Champions Cup, Super Rugby, Top 14, International Rugby will all be on there. Hopefully you'll get updates from YouTube videos dropping like this one. It'll say when they're dropped and when they're released. And basically it just is going to give us all a platform to have a chat with one another, talk a bit of shit about rugby. We love doing it. Casual and I get to come on live and have a real conversation, but we want to talk with you guys as well. So we're going to try and create that platform for all of us. It's in the works at the moment, and we hope to announce its opening or its release really soon because we all love rugby. We all love talking about rugby, and we think this is the best way for all of us to do that. As I said, completely free to join, and it should be your one-stop shop for all things rugby. So get excited for it.
And that was kind of the whole basis around what Casual Bias Rugby started at, like we see so many of like these ex-rugby players and stuff giving their opinions, and nothing against it, right? But I thought, listen, let's do something different. That was what the fan forum came to be, where we are just purely fans just chatting about the game, showing our passion, our love and support to the game. And we want to bring it and branch it out to you guys as well, because obviously I can't have fucking 7 billion people on it. But we can have 7 billion people in a Discord chat just chatting some absolute rubbish about the sport that we love and adore. But anyway, enough deep stuff. Let's get into the Super Rugby. That was absolutely sensational, as you mentioned, Aiden. We're going to start off by talking about round 8, and then obviously we'll preview round 9 as well. But we started off on Friday morning. As you know, the ritual with the morning coffee on a Friday when you go to work. We had the Chiefs taking on the Reds. And I told you, I'm always going to back the Reds. But my brain says the Chiefs are going to do it. The Reds stayed in the game for a bit, They put up a solid fight. In the end, they lost by 12 points, so they got nothing from the game. It was a good game. They really pitched up. The Aussie teams are climbing their ranks, and this was a showcase of it because the Chiefs have been unstoppable this season. Good performance. I'll still take that as a Reds boy.
Yeah, I think that game was quite literally tied for 65 minutes of that game. It took a Tokiaho maul try late in the piece for the Chiefs to gain a sort of sense of control. I think they scored again near the end just to sort of put it out of doubt, take it out of bonus point range for the Reds. But, this is an example that these Australian teams aren't just playing.
They scored at the 81st minute. No. Sorry, that was the Reds that scored right at the end.
Yeah, the Reds also scored right at the end. But this is sort of proof that these games that the Australian teams aren't just doing well against Australian teams. They're traveling well now. They're doing well against the New Zealand teams. And overall, it's making the competition much healthier. And this game was simply like on the edge of your seat stuff for 70 odd minutes of this game. It was so good to watch. And yeah, the Reds will feel like they could have won that game in some areas. A little unlucky with the yellow card, I thought, to Tuamonga Allen. But other than that, it's just there. It's a centerpiece of how good this comp has been, where the two top teams win at it. And, you know, it was tough to split them.
Yeah. I mean, we've spoke about it previously where it's the Australian teams, they don't travel too well to New Zealand. But this season, even though they haven't necessarily got all the results, it's a lot more competitive. They're traveling. And with this game, like I did mention now, the Reds scored at 80 minutes, 81 minutes. But I mean, the 79th minute, the Chiefs scored as well, right? So kind of two tries that just nullified each other. The game was a beautiful watch. It was a great watch. But that obviously means, is the Chiefs now top of the table again?
Yeah.
That should secure it for them there. Moving on to the Saturday games. And we spoke about this, Aidan. We both called this, actually, right? We said it's the off week for the Waratahs. They do this 1 week special, the second week disaster class. And it happened again. I wouldn't say disaster class. Moana Pacifica, I saw a tweet about it, right? And it just said, like, Moana's bringing passion into the Super Rugby. Like, you've seen the commercial side and everything, and we love it for that. But I don't know, there's a different vibe around Moana where it's just like, they just feel like a team playing out of passion. They feel like they're playing in a different competition. 45 points to 28. They've done it at home against the Tars. Your dark horse shout.
I mean, I did call the Moana to win. We spoke last week, and I said that, you know, these are the back-to-back performances is something that's going to show if this Moana team, you know, have the mindset, have the ability to keep performing in games. Because winning one-offs, even against big teams like the Crusaders, yeah, it's good for the comp, for the team, but, you know, it's not developing the team, just doing one-off wins. And this being their first back-to-back win in the competition is massive. It gives them that mindset that they can keep winning. They are a serious threat in the competition now because they can beat anyone. They beat the Crusaders. They beat the Waratahs, who, by the way...
the Crusaders away from home.
Yeah, in Christchurch. Also, the Waratahs in the first 40 were brilliant. They were in control of the game. It looked like they were going to sort of walk away with it. And then Moana Pacifica turned up big time in the second half and just caught the Waratahs with their pants down. And it was so good to watch.
Yeah. And it's team performances. This is not individual stuff, right? Like, I'm not going to sit here and individualize a lot of the performances, right? Because it's, you look at the Waratahs, there's a lot of internationals there. You look at the Crusaders team, on paper, probably the strongest team, right? One of the strongest teams probably in world rugby, right? If you look at the names that they have. Moana goes there, beats down the Crusaders, comes back home, plays against the Waratahs, who just beat the Brumbies and made history. And then they lose, right? With their big stars and everything. Moana, what a proud moment. Like, this is what we live for.
100%.
And now all of a sudden, do you say, well, Moana can't really be underdogs because they've done it. They've proven it. Now they have to kick on. Imagine if you get 2 in a row and make it 3 in a row. Just history.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's that mindset shift now. It's like past seasons we and they have probably been, you know, hoping for a win, getting up above, showing that they can win in this comp. Winning 2 in a row now in pretty emphatic style against some really strong teams. There's got to be a mindset change to not we can win a few games to we can win most of our games to we can compete to win the competition. And I think that'll be really interesting going forward. And it's brilliant for the Pacific nations as well, showing that, you know, people that look like them and play like them can be in a team that competes at a really high level in a really tough competition. So it's awesome for Moana Pacifica. Love the passion, love the culture. They're just an awesome team.
And just final thing on it, right? What makes it more impressive is there's no caveats around the victory. This is not, okay, well, we played against a rotated team or we beat the Blues, but it's the Blues that's not on form. It's nothing like that. It's like beating a firing Crusaders team while they are so scary at home, beating the Waratahs while they have all the Rebels players in that team, while they just made history against the Brumbies for the first time in 15 games. That is how you want to do it. No one likes a caveat victory. And they're doing it, right? So we have to show that, give them their flowers. We had the draw taking on the Crusaders. Crusaders bouncing back. Would you say convincing? Probably 17 points in Fiji. It's not easy there. I know it wasn't in the tough stadium, right?
No, it wasn't at Lautoka, but I think it was convincing enough. They had won the game in the first half. Sure, the points weren't really high, but it was 17-0 at halftime to the Crusaders, and they had sort of just snuffed out that Fijian flair that we know they have to score some outrageous tries. They stopped them from creating those opportunities. So even though they hadn't scored that many points, 17, they'd kept Fiji scoreless, and they didn't look like scoring either. It wasn't like a few missed opportunities here and there. They were out of the game for the first 40 minutes. And then,
but that's what makes it impressive, right? Because we know how scary the Fijian attack or the Drua attack is. And we've previously criticized, well, mostly me, right? I've said I've seen some flaws in the Crusaders' defensive side of things, right? Like they can score tries from anywhere, but to take this on this draw team in Fiji when you know they are kind of at their scariest. I know it wasn't in what did you say, Lautoko? Yeah. So they didn't play there, right? But let's not take away from that to keep the draw at only 14 points. You'll take that, especially after the bit of an embarrassing defeat against Moana in terms of what your expectation was before that game, right?
Yeah.
Like they got slapped at home and bouncing back like that, you'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, they dominated that first half, and then they actually were the first to score 2 tries after halftime as well. So it was 31-0 at one point. And that sort of showed that not just the attack, like you said, but the defense was there. And to be fair, the tries that the Drua scored were outrageous. Like no team is defending.
As per usual.
Yeah,
they don't score boring tries.
That Walker try, he is, for those that don't know, he is a loose forward or he's a lock. He ran like a fullback, like a winger, sold the greatest dummy to James O'Connor, and was absolutely humming. It's only the Drua.
The Drua live on utility players.
Yeah.
If the guy was running straight down at me and he was from the Drua, I wouldn't know what position he's playing.
Yeah, apparently,
just so agile and so literally just basically utility players. I would not know is that a wing or a lock.
Yeah, apparently he was a lock, but apparently he has played wing in the past. So you can fill a few positions if you're one of the Drua players. Yeah,
that's crazy. That's crazy. It's crazy.
Nuts.
But even the Crusaders, you'll take that all day long. Do you want to get your little cry out?
I'm so pissed off at this. Of course, the Blues, who have been rubbish all bloody year, they've turned up in 2 games, maybe 3 if you include the Chiefs game.
April Fools will start winning now. I told you.
I absolutely despise the Blues. And of course, Beauden Barrett, when he plays the Hurricanes, just pulls out a man of the match performance, doing some absolute BS the whole game.
Yeah, he's pretty good, isn't he? He's pretty good, isn't he?
He's so good, but why does he have to be that good against us? Why can't they just save that for another performance? They've had 2 wins this year, and they're both against my Hurricanes. Oh,
yeah. I mean, a 1 point game. The previous one was close as well, right? But how much did you guys beat them?
No, they beat us.
I know. Yeah, my bad. How much was the first time?
4 points.
Yeah, first time so nice. I had to do it twice. Great stuff. And, did you feel you're going to win it at the end?
Yeah, I did. I thought we were going to win, and then there's a stupid penalty that we gave away, and it was kicked over. Of course, it was kicked over, but it's just our defense was good. I thought our defense was really good. We snuffed out a lot of the attack.
When Bodie missed the penalty, right, to make sure that you guys had to score a try to win it, and he missed that, and you had the opportunity to go back up, I was like, yeah, okay, they're going to go back up, get a penalty, and then they're going to slot it to win it. Yeah, no chance. No chance. Seal the deal with 1 point. Can't you believe it? Oh, my word. Bro, my heart went out to you. Like I laughed like a lot, but my heart went out to you a bit because I knew you had it. I knew you had hope, and it's always the hope that kills you. Like
Yeah.
I'd rather get smashed than winning than losing those 1 point games. Now, I know this is a South African speaking. We love our little 1 point victories, but I feel for the other party.
Okay, we got a bonus point, so that's important. And I mean, look, that was, the Blues were back to full strength that game. All their All Blacks back, and big difference.
You
Bowden
said
Barrett
this on the preview, and you still bet like 15 points.
Yeah,
to
because
yours.
I'm delusional Hurricanes fan. That's why. And we've still, I'm not gonna make excuses because I could sit here all day and do it. Not good enough from us. We need to win next week, but we're playing the bloody Crusaders, so that'll be fun. Let's move on.
Force Highlanders.
Bro, these Highlanders, man, they just hurt to watch.
We've given the Highlanders a lot of credit this season, and I love the Highlanders. Right? Is it time that we take away a bit of the credit that we've given the Highlanders because they're losing a lot of games recently?
Yeah, they started so well.
And the performances aren't as good as they were at the start.
Yeah, it feels like they're not improving. I thought that, after some really narrow losses, it would be something that switches in them to just get it across the line, but it feels like it's going in the other direction and they're getting further away from winning rather than closer. But credit to the Force. They were brilliant. They have been all season. Tizano still scoring tries. Donaldson playing well. Harry Potter playing really well. Yeah, they're just consistent. The Force, to me, are the most consistent team in the comp. Like, whether they're winning or losing, it feels like they give a good performance almost every time. And I think that's important for a team in Super Rugby.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Bit off topic, but talking about the Force, do you reckon we see a bit more of the Force players in the Australian setup?
Big time. I mean,
the way that they're playing?
Tizano has to be in there. I think he's now the lead or tied lead all-time forward try scorer, all-time lead try scorer in Super Rugby, and we're only 8 rounds into a 16-round season. Like, he's going to break that record. Ben Donaldson's going to be in the mix, especially with Lolosio probably
His
hitting.
performances has been outrageous. Like, compared to what my expectations were, what the fuck is going on with this guy? Like I've said it before, he's probably the best rugby playing history teacher that I've seen in my life.
Yeah, he's been consistently good too. It's not. I don't think
he's running the show.
I don't think he's had like any of these like, oh my god, that's the best performance I've ever seen. But he's also had no stinkers. He's always performing at a good level. But
sometimes you just need those guys.
Yeah, you do need someone.
It's the same. It's the same as Havili that we've spoke about. Like, you're not going to look at it and say, okay, that was a man of the match performance necessarily, but they just go ahead and do their job quietly. Like, I don't watch either one of those two and think, okay, well, that was a mistake. They're just consistently good.
Yeah,
I need those guys.
I mean, then you've obviously got like the likes of Dylan Peach and Harry Potter. I think will definitely be in the mix as well. So, I would not be surprised if there's a lot more Force influence in the Aussie team coming soon.
Yeah. You ready to preview round 9?
Yep.
Oh, we started. Do you want to start off with this game?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. The floor is yours.
We're winning. I'm
convinced
there's. While we haven't been brilliant this year, the Hurricanes.
Aiden, you're not winning.
We are winning, 100%. I guarantee you that's how confident I am. I guarantee you we win this game.
How?
I guarantee it. We have...
You spoke all season long about how shit your defense has been.
Our defense has been good in the last few games. That's not what lost us the game. We've been good. Our defense was good against the Highlanders. It was good against... It wasn't good against Moana Pacifica, but it was good against the Waratahs, and it was good against the Blues, just being. It's small things for us at the moment. Our loose forwards are competing as good as anyone in the comp. Our front row's back, which is nice. Obviously, still missing a few. Balin Sullivan has stepped up in that 13 jersey. Yeah, I know we're going against a team that's littered with All Blacks, and it will be tough. But I think we're so close to getting it all right. There's just a few things that have been there in one game and slightly missing in the next game. And I think it'll click for this game. It'll be a close game, but I'm going to say my Hurricanes at home by 4 points.
You know, while you were talking, I've kind of got this feeling going over me that you might be right.
No, disagree, because last time we agreed that we'd beat the Blues.
No, I'm not. I am going to disagree.
Good.
I just get the feeling. I'm not going to back the feeling.
Okay.
I'm backing the Crusaders to get it done against the Hurricanes. I want the Hurricanes to win, just for you, okay? But I've got the Crusaders winning. Let's say by 6 points. That attack is literally scary. It's just too scary for me. Is Avili back? I haven't seen the lineup. Let's check quickly.
Should be out, actually.
Yep, he's back in there. There you go. Severy's back on the wing. Fiaki on the other wing. Will Jordan.
Speaking of Fiaki, we forgot to mention in our little review, I think he's got the biggest boot in world rugby. Off the tee. Did you see the kick? He had a 65-meter kick in Fiji, which is at sea level, and it cleared the dead ball area. He had about 75, 80 meters in the tank for a kick. What the hell? At sea level.
Well, the last thing when I see Fiaki is thinking this guy's going to kick. I don't know if I haven't seen enough of the guy, but I didn't think he's a kicker.
Watch the replay. It is ridiculous. He sails over the post from 65. Genuinely. Imagine if he was in Ellis Park at altitude. That brother could kick it from the dead ball line. It's nuts.
Possibly.
Anyways, sorry, off topic. Yeah, that is a very strong
Crusaders by 60, by 6 points.
Oh,
it's just a bit scary for me. Like, I'd look at that team knowing they're playing against my team, and I'd like accept a loss. I know they have lost a couple of games, but I'd accept it. It wouldn't be the end of the world. But this is a rivalry, and with rivalries, form goes out the window. You know,
yeah, we beat them.
Like, it's always going to be a feisty battle. I'm looking forward to seeing how physical this game will be. Like, we know both teams have flary players, but usually when those flare cancel each other out and the forwards have to battle out, it's some sexy hits that you get in there. Next up. Now, this is a weird one because it's the on week for the Waratahs. They're at home. But they're playing against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I mean, my dark horse at the start of the season, the Waratahs, obviously still in the top 6, so still a reasonable shout. It is an on week. I think this game will be tight. I think it'll be very similar in terms of how it pans out to the Chiefs-Reds game that we've just been. I think the Waratahs will play much better, but I think there's just so much class in this Chiefs teams that they know what to do and when to do it. And they've been good at closing out games in that last 10 minutes against quality sides like the Chiefs, like the Blues when they played them earlier this year, the Crusaders as well. Yeah, give me Chiefs by 9, but like all in the last 10 minutes.
I'm going crazy.
Go on then.
I'm going to go crazy with it. Give me the Tars. It's the on week. Don't go against the on-off week. You know this. We've been through this. And for some reason, I think they might just hit the heist of the century in this one. Waratahs will come out. Let me just check the lineups, right? Before I have to just swallow my words. Okay. Swali'i back at 15 kiloways there. I mean, Waratah's team isn't looking too great.
No, it's pretty much full strength Waratahs. Yeah, that's full strength Waratahs. Callaway in there, Riley on the wing, Fekete, Walton, Crichton. Yeah, that's full strength.
Yeah, but who's that flying winger again? Forgot his name. Just slipped my mind.
From where?
Scored against England to win the game.
Oh, Jorgensen.
Jorgensen, yeah.
He's injured. Yeah, so other than Jorgensen, but you've still got Suaalii playing 15, Callaway back in action.
Oh, D-Mac back at 15, right? Have you seen?
Yeah, D-Mac at 15 and Josh Jacob at 10. That's obviously worked really well at the start of the season, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, you say Waratahs, I say Chiefs.
This might play out so ugly for me. I'm just gonna back it, going on vibes. I look at that team, right, and in my head I was like, let's do a combined 15, and I was like, it's probably Angus Bell. That's basically it, right? Like Suaalii is great, but I'm not gonna put him in over D-Mac.
Yeah.
On form, Callaway doesn't get close. I don't think he's been great at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably just Angus Bell vibes. Are we still backing the Tars to get it done? I'll back your dark horse for you because you haven't backed them in a while, have you? No, you backed them last weekend.
No, I didn't. I said Moana would win last weekend.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, you haven't backed them in a while because did you back them against the Brumbies?
Yes, but I didn't back them against the Hurricanes, so I haven't backed them in 3 weeks.
Fair. Okay. Let's move on, right? I just want to move on from that one so that I didn't stay too long. I kind of look like I just shifted on from it. Don't deepen too much that prediction. Blues versus Moana. This is a crazy one. Because after the April Fool's joke, Blues have been undefeated.
And they posted again.
It'll look bad if they lose again now. You can't just eat a 1-game streak.
But Moana going for their first ever three-peat of 3 wins in a row off some great form.
Let's just get one thing straight. Both of us want Moana to win this game.
100%. I told you I despise the Blues.
Okay, I'm not that wavelength, but I just want Moana to win.
The Blues they just take players from the Hurricanes. Look at this lineup. Ready? Ricky Riccatelli, Hurricane. Where is he gone? AJ Lamb was a Hurricane. Bowden Barrett was a Hurricane. Evans, I think, was a Hurricane at one point. Let's go to their bench. Chrissy, Funaki, Plummer, Perfect. Okay, no, just those ones. But they've had more in the past. They just take Hurricanes players. We're like a farming team for them. And it just, pisses me off.
Players tend to go to the better team. They beat you twice, right?
Yeah, we're still above them on the ladder, so they're still a worse team.
Yeah, but head-to-head is what really matters.
No, I'd rather win the comp. You can't say head-to-head matters more when South Africa won the 2019 World Cup after losing to New Zealand.
Yeah, fair enough. But I mean, you haven't won the comp.
No, but
you aren't going to win the comp. And
Shut up.
Head-to-head.
Moana to win. Miracle Failangi's back. Ardie Savier's playing alongside him. William Harvey been brilliant. Weird they've got Jackson Garden Basham starting. Maybe I'll change my mind. Pellegrini's on the bench. Don't know why they're doing that. Pellegrini's been brilliant.
Yeah, I've got the Blues.
Okay, we disagree again.
Yeah, sign me up.
Moana by 8. No bonus point for the Blues.
Blues by 4. No, Blues by 4.
Okay. Like
it would obviously be great for Moana, and I'll be rooting for Moana. It's one of those situations where I want the prediction to be wrong, but I'm gonna back the Blues. You can't have 2 wins and both be against the Hurricanes. Like, come on, fix up. Just go ahead, beat Moana now.
Yeah,
they need a little run as well, because in the end, right, the competition's better with a good Blues team.
I suppose.
You know it's true. You don't want these guys that just like scruff their way up there, right? You know the Blues are the real deal, so they got to wake up. They've still got all their All Blacks players, right? That's what you used as an excuse.
Yeah, I suppose. Fine. Move on. Let's stop talking about the Blues. They don't deserve it.
Okay. Landers versus the Drua. Do they finally do it again?
Surely. It's at home for the Landers. And Drew are bottom of the table. They haven't won a game, except for against the Chiefs for some reason. Against the Chiefs. Surely, right? Like,
bro, you know what happens to Shirley.
Surely.
When I've gambled and I've used like surely this happens. Like, there's no way. Surely. You'll always find a way to lose that one. You can't say surely with any, especially not Super Rugby.
Okay, what surely I'm going
to do. Surely the Crusaders beat Moana, right?
What I'm going to do, I'm going to say the Drua win because I've backed the Highlanders for the past like 5 weeks. And they haven't.
I'm going to disagree again then.
I'm going to say the Drua are going to win, totally meaning it and totally expecting the Drua to win, but secretly wanting the Highlanders to win.
Okay. I'll back my team again. I can't remember the last time I actually backed my team. I'll back the Highlanders. I'll have them put in a good performance as well. Like, this is not disrespect to Drua. I just think the Landers are going to put in a solid performance. Give me the Landers by 9.
Give me the Drua by
12. But it'll be one of those situations where they're like 5 to 7 points in the lead, and then they score another try at the end to seal the deal.
Yeah, I like those games.
Yeah. A little stamp of authority right there at the end.
Get rid of the bonus points.
Exactly, yeah. Just to kind of like rub salt into the wound. Make it stick a bit extra. Reds, Brumbies.
Exciting game.
Very. Yeah. Game of the weekend.
Hurricanes Crusaders is going to be game of the weekend, I think. But close second, Reds Brumbies.
No, but the Super Rugby does love their final game of the weekend to be the best.
That is true. It has always been, in the past few rounds, the last game has always been an absolute belter.
And it's always the Force.
Yeah, it's always the Force, yeah. No Force this week, obviously got a bye. So no Carlo Tizzano on my fantasy team. I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think I want to back the Brumbies, but I just feel like the Reds after that loss will be really clinical. They'll bounce back. They're playing at home. They're a really tough team to beat at home. They're getting amazing support at home as well. Big crowd.
And they've looked a lot better. Yeah,
and so for me, it would be an upset if the Brumbies won this game. I think it's Reds are the comfortable favorites for this. Yeah, I just have to say, Reds by 7. I don't think it'll be big, but I just think they'll just take control of the game a bit more.
I'm obviously backing the Reds. The Brumbies do still scare me. They do. So it's a good team. And we said it about derbies. Form goes out of the window. Like, if there was a game for the Brumbies to pitch up, it'll probably be this one.
Yeah.
Well, they should have pitched up for the Waratahs game, and they got absolutely shafted. Yeah, I'm backing my team. Fraser McWright, Seru Uru masterclass. Give me a Lucy masterclass out there.
Yeah, they're just so class.
That's purely what I'm backing it on.
It's no McWright, no Harry Wilson though.
Yeah, but he's been out for a while, hasn't he?
Couple weeks.
And also no Daugunu, which is a massive loss.
Yeah, no Daugunu. That's actually huge as well.
But we've got Tim Ryan.
Yep. Yeah, I mean,
I can just feel Corey Toole scoring a hat-trick this game. Bro, he's literally Nick White on the wing.
Yeah.
They run the same, bro. Bro, they run the same. If I didn't know the one's Corey Toole and the other one's Nick White, I would just say, like, that's Nick White. I think they're brothers.
Yeah. I've never thought about that, but I guess they do look quite similar.
No, but purely basing it just on the running style.
Yeah.
Both of their legs are like this. Yeah. It's like got this little...
bowed legs.
Yeah, you use that to scoop water. Or like put a piece of netting around it. It makes a nice little circle.
Right.
Okay, I'm backing the Reds. Give me the Reds by 5 points. 5 points to the Reds. Backing my little dark horse shout. They've impressed me. They deserve to be backed, even if they lost last weekend.
I agree.
Okay, thank you everyone for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and subscribe. Go to Aiden's TikTok as well. Go follow the guy. And then stay tuned for our lovely little Discord thing that we about to throw out to you guys. Hope you guys join. Bye-bye. Good